Imagine you're dying. How do you feel? I know you probably are watching this if you're on my channel, but if you find this because my title or there's a tag that has death, then I'd like to hear from you. If you felt this, that you were actually dying, what was the experience for you? Because death is a very symbolic process, because it wakes you up, because you see everyone living their lives and you wonder, why wasn't I living my own life? What was missing? It's nothing outside of you, it's what's inside of you. But the thing is, nothing is missing. Nothing is ever missing. We often chase everything in front of us that we forget the most important of all, and that's ourselves. And it's always inside of us. We may think logically, we know what it is that will make us happy and that will give us more joy. But actually, none of that matters until you experience it on the inside, because this empty feeling that most of us have, it's not something that can be replaced with something on your external. The non-feeling that you have, or if you've ever have, or if it's something that's just fleeting, it's something that is calling for your attention. It doesn't want to be replaced by something else, or rather, it wants you to actually feel. What's feeling in this world when everything that we think we may need can be pulled out of thin air. Just like that. But actually, what we most crave is fulfillment. What we most really crave at the core is the connection that we have with ourselves, is to feel, is the human visceral feeling in your body that you feel when you're in love, or when you're feeling very at peace with yourself over something so small. Or when a child is born and you have this unconditional love for them and you can't contain your excitement. You just feel so happy. All these experiences are born inside of us. They're not about when we get this or that or the other. Life is not about making yourself better. It's not about putting yourself in a place where you are the best at everything, or where you are the most conscious, or where you have the most money. It's none of that. It's all about being connected to you, experiencing the very fire that you long to feel. Imagine yourself, you're on a ride on a roller coaster. You know what that's like. You get so excited when you're on that roller coaster. The joy, the excitement, the thrill, the fear, all of those feelings. Now imagine all of those feelings right now here. Those are the feelings that you truly seek. You want to live your life filled with raw, filled with passion, excitement, and fear. You don't want to just go through life like a mule where it's just like this. That's not what we're here to do. You know, we really crave to live our life fully expressed. And when you don't live your life fully expressed and you feel it as well, you experience a deep sadness. It's like a grief. And then it just goes downhill. That turns into emptiness before we know it. So how do you really experience the joy and the fire that comes with living the life that you're here to live? Well, the first thing is that You get real honest with yourself. You get really honest. It's not just in here. You have to get really honest. Okay, so if you feel empty, you got to admit that, but not just saying it because you think that's what I want to hear, or you think that is what your therapist wants to hear, or you think that's whoever wants to hear. You got to actually mean it, because this is you and your life. This has nothing to do with me. That's why it's so important to recognize when you do feel something, because that something is going to alert you to the truth. And that something may be nothing, but that still is valuable as something else that is not nothing. So use your feelings to detect a pathway. This is your journey. And you can only get serious about your journey if you're willing to get serious with yourself, if you're willing to get honest. This isn't about personal development. This is about you meeting you in a way that you've never met in your entire life. And that is the purpose of life. To meet all of you, especially in the nothing. Because just like death is an indication of your life. Just when you feel like you're dying, you start to question everything. You start to wonder, was I really living? Because then you get to discover the truth.